Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Grace Regato softball field within the Babe Ruth complex. While I mentioned Babe Ruth, I should give a huge tip of the hat, like I've been doing for a while. Rich Avery, the president, Dave Raymond, who's been doing outstanding work on both fields. They're not using the baseball field anymore because Frazier Field, gorgeous new Frazier Field renovated, is now in use. But they had to get both fields, baseball and softball, ready for the Lynn teams. They did a tremendous job. They were here morning, noon, and night, and they don't make a penny. They just do it because they appreciate the kids and they work hard for the kids, and they don't get anywhere near the thanks and the notoriety that they deserve. This is Greater Boston League action. Everett 12-1. I'm assuming on top of the Greater Boston League. Taking on Lynn English 4-7. Ashley Aldred doing an outstanding job for Lynn English. Stacy Chiavu, the head coach for Everett. Ariana LeBoy, lefty. So an all-lefty battery. LeBoy, left-handed on the mound. Liana Pinero, lefty behind the plate. You don't see that very often. English trying to creep a little closer to 500. Emma Longmore, the second baseman for Everett, will lead it off as we're set to get underway. Not a cloud in the sky, big blue sky, but unfortunately there's a bit of a breeze blowing it that could cause problems with fly balls or pop-ups. But when it stops, the weather is great, but it doesn't stop for very long. The breeze picks up and blows pretty good. In for strike, 1-1. In for strike 2. The 1-2 pitch up and coming. Just missed. Up and away. Didn't miss by much. We're even at 2. The 2-2 pitch up and coming. High for ball 3. So she was ahead of Longmore. Now she's going to come in with a pitch or put her on. Just got a piece, reached for that one and fouled it off. And we'll have the payoff pitch up and coming again. Swing and a miss, she gets her. Good start for LeBoy. One up, one down for Amelia Babcock, the center fielder. Every time I do these Everett baseball, basketball, softball, even football now, brings back memories. For 25 years I announced their football games. I've announced every one of their Super Bowl games. I did their first when they put it out for bids, Tony Murphy, my friend, got the bid, and he got myself and Bippy Manuel to do the first game. Superintendent liked it, kept us. We kept going for 25 years. I did every one of their Super Bowl games, 15 of them, 10 wins. Hit the shot. Johansson with the nice play over to Malloy. No wasted motion on that play. So I made a lot of friends in Everett. It was a fun time, but a couple of years ago I had to give it up because I'm getting too old to be doing all that traveling as well as all the Lynn games I do. And it's getting to the point where we're going to have to start cutting down on Lynn games too, I think. In for a strike. Christy Skane, the pitcher, is the hitter. Hit in the right center field for a base hit. Getting to it quickly is Venosa, holding it to a single. So the first two outs followed by the first hit of the game. Pitcher against pitcher. Kaylee Rossi, the catcher, will be the hitter. In for a strike. Right at the letters. In for strike two. All teams are different. Everett is not using an extra player. It's an extra player in softball as opposed to a DH. English is using an extra player. Up and away for a ball. The 1-2 pitch up and coming. Didn't miss by much, up and away. So we got deuces wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the first inning. Hit up the middle for a base hit. So after 2 quick outs, back-to-back hits to put runners in first and second for Everett. Ashley Seward, the right fielder. And it just went straight up the middle, right over the pitcher's mound, over the second base bag, into center field. In for a strike. The boys have been on top of all the hitters here and starting the ball game. Up and away for a ball. Chased that high pitch and swung right through it. I mentioned Everett doesn't have an extra player. They're a little bit different other teams too. The pitcher is at second base, the catcher is at first base. They're not running for either player. They're letting them run for themselves. You can run as many times as they get on base for the pitcher and the catcher. Everett chooses not to. Popped up. Johansson, the shortstop, will make her second play. One on the ground, one in the air. So Everett gets back-to-back singles after 2 outs. But they're left at first and second. And Eagles will have a chance to get on the board first. It'll be Kate Johansson, the shortstop, leading off. Leanna Pinero, the catcher, bats second. Batting third and playing first base, Gracie Malloy. The third baseman, Jari Perez, will hit in the cleanup spot. Batting fifth and playing second base, Angela Martinez. Brella Guanci, the left fielder, will hit number 6. Ariana Reynoso, the center fielder, will hit number 7. DHing, hitting 8th, is Alyssa Sierra. She's hitting for the pitcher, Ariana Laboy. And bringing up the tail end of the batting order, batting 9th, is the right fielder, Malini Sock. I mentioned Christy Skane on the mound for Everett, looking for their Baker's dozen 13th win of the season. The problem is for Everett and the rest of the Greater Boston League, it makes no difference what your record is. Under the new system, the new state tournament rules and regulations, your record is rated 3rd. The league you play in is 1st. The competition you play is 2nd. And then comes your record. So we've got teams like the Lynn Classical baseball team, 11-1, ranked like 44th. Usually 11-1, you'd get 1 or 2 home games in the tournament. 11-1, you don't get anywhere near Frazier Field. You're on the road going to who knows where, because it's not north, south, east, and west anymore. It's total state, so you can wind up going to the Cape or the edge of New York to play. Up and away for a ball. Kate Johansson made those 2 plays in the top of the inning. She leads it off. In for a strike. Hit foul out of play. Johansson has also done some pitching for this English team. Almost looked like a curveball. She stepped out of the way and it broke across home plate for strike 3. So the first out is a called strikeout. Leanna Pinero, the catcher, will be the hitter. In for a strike. Does everything lefty. Throws lefty, bats lefty. Unusual to have a lefty catcher. Chase, that pitch was way over her head. Down and away for a ball. Way wide, the count evens at 2. The 2-2 pitch. Hit foul, and we'll do it again. Hit foul again. Pinero hanging around. Everett obviously has already made the tournament at 12-1. English trying to work their way back. Another foul ball. Pinero making Skane throw some pitches. Reaches for that one. Hits it foul. Went the other way with it. Just slice foul. So Pinero's hanging in. We'll get another pitch. Hit slowly to third. She beat it for a base hit. Just a little love tap down the third base line. Uga made a good strong throw, but Pinero, she's quick, but she's also hitting from the left side, gets an extra step. She gets the first hit for English. Gracie Malloy, the first baseman, will be the hitter. So Pinero won that battle. Fouled off about 5 or 6 pitches with the count 2-2, and winds up getting a base hit. Swing and a miss. 0-2 to Malloy. Swing and a miss. They throw the ball down. Out at second base, the tag by the shortstop. It's strike 3 to Malloy swinging. And I wonder why they were waiting around. The base hit is thrown out. Nice throw by the catcher Rossi. Nice tag by the shortstop Masucci. So English gets a base hit, but they have only 3 hitters with the runner thrown out. And we're right back where we started at the beginning. English nothing, Everett nothing at the end of 1. Gianna Masucci will lead it off in the second inning against LeBoy. Pitching inside for a ball. Masucci, the shortstop, who made that tag at second base for the third out on the attempted steal. So it was both shortstops in the first inning making the final out. Johansson, a pop-up. Masucci, the tag out at second. Line short, right at the left fielder. Nice job. Briella Guanci got a good jump, got right to it, and picked it. So Masucci hit it a ton, but hit it right at Guanci for the first out. Alexa Uga, the third baseman, will be the hitter. Down and away for a ball. Popped up. Johansson, little basket catch, running to the mound, toward the mound to pick it off. her third play. 2 putouts and an assist. 2 up, 2 down. In the second, Brianna Mason, the first baseman, is the hitter. She does everything lefty. Hitting, throwing, pops it, foul. Just over the head of the first baseman. So lefty against lefty, pitcher against hitter. Hit foul quickly, it's 0-2. Just got a piece and fouled it off. Count stays 0-2. High and tight for a ball. Hit off the first baseman. Malloy stays with it. She knocked it down, stays with it, makes the play. LeBoy has a 1-2-3 inning. And once again, English will have a chance to get on the board first. Four, 5, and 6 for the Lady Bulldogs. Jari Perez, Angela Martinez, Brola Gwansi to face Christy Skane, starting her second inning of work. English will be one of the 4 teams winding down the regular season here at the Grace Regatta Complex in the annual Holland Tournament. English, Classical, St. Mary's, and Swampscott play in the annual tournament. It's named after John Holland. And I can think back when I'm looking at this ballpark with the softball field, the 2 baseball fields, the press box, the restrooms, the meeting room, the batting cages. It's a very nice complex right now with the dugouts, everything put together. Back when John Holland first came here, down to this park, it was a wide open space. I umpired softball games here. We'd have to just walk off the number of steps, put the bases down, and play in a wide open field. It was John Holland and a group of his compatriots put up the scoreboards, put up the fences, turned this into an outstanding complex that's been putting kids out of risk during the summer. Down here playing baseball, the girls playing softball. And again, these Babe Ruth people do this almost 12 months. And they threw the ball away. Easy play. Skane knocked it down, had trouble picking it up, and they just threw it over the first baseman's head. And Perez will reach on the error. But those Babe Ruth people don't get a penny. They spend half or more of their life down here at the park, especially if it rains. Swing and a miss by Angela Martinez. They should get a lot more exposure and a lot more thanks than they get. 2 quick strikes. They're virtual babysitters all summer long. Low for a ball. Martinez is the second baseman. Strike 3 called. Good pitch on the inside corner. Third strikeout for Skane. Breligwansi, the left fielder, made that nice play in the top of this inning, picking the line drive. Takes it high for a ball. In for a strike. 1-1 to count. Swing and a miss. Waves at that pitch after the Everett started the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts. He's got 2 in each of the innings. Ariana Reynoso, the center fielder, will be the hitter. In for a strike. Hit foul, quickly 0-2. Thought about it, held up, the pitch was high. So after the error, she strikes out the side. 5 of the 6 outs have been strikeouts. The other one was a throw out at second base. So they have another base runner. But she strikes out the side and ends the second inning. And again, we're dead even, right back where we started. English nothing, Everett nothing at the end of 2. 9-1-2 for Everett as we start the third inning. Arabella Vitkusik. I hope I'm pronouncing that somewhere close. Kavit Kusik, the left fielder, will lead it off. LeBoy starting her third inning. Swing and a miss. Down and away for a ball. High for a ball, 2-1. Swing and a miss. Count evens up at 2-2. This is high, the count goes full. Strike three call. Good pitch by LeBoy. Her second strikeout. She got the leadoff hitter out in the first 3 innings. Top of the order, Emma Longmore led off the ball game swinging and striking out. Lined into left field for a base hit. Jumped all over that first pitch. And now they throw the ball away. She's going to keep going all the way to third. The throw coming in, they threw it by everybody. So Everett has a chance to get on the board with a runner at third, 1 out. Amelia Babcock grounds it out short to first. So it's a tough break for LeBoy. She gave up the hit, but then Longmore took the turn. They threw it away, thinking they might pick her off. They threw it by the first baseman. She can fly. She went all the way to third. They throw the runner out at first base. Nice play by Pinero. They called her safe. I thought he called her out. I thought the umpire said out. He called her safe. The bunt single by Babcock. Longmore got a late jump from third, but she was able to score. Now the plate umpire come out to talk to the base umpire. It was a great play by Pinero. The ball was right in front of home plate. Picked it, made a good strong throw to the first baseman Malloy. And initially I thought the umpire said out. Long conversation with the two umpires. Now I think they're changing it at first base. They're calling her out. I thought he called her out originally. Now they're calling her out. She gets credit for a sacrifice. Great play by Pinero. So there's 2 outs, nobody on. Now I'm completely confused because they're putting Longmore back at third base. I don't know if they're calling Babcock out for interference. The run's not going to score. Longmore's back at third base. And the coach talking to both umpires. That has to be the call. She was at first base safe. Everett had a run. There was only 1 out and a runner at first. The runner goes back to third. They had to call Babcock out for interference. So the runner's back at third with 2 outs. Christy Skane got a base hitter first up at bat. She can help herself now. The pitcher hitting in a 0-0 game with a runner at third. I think we're finally going to get back to softball after the umpires straighten everything out. So it has to be that they called the runner going down to first base for interference. It's hard to say she interfered with the play because Pinero made a great throw to the first baseman and Malloy caught the ball. But they had to call interference, and I don't know how they do that if the play was complete. catch of the first baseman. But that's the only thing I can understand why the run wouldn't score. She celebrated the run long one. Now she had to go back to third base. Up and away for a ball. 1-1 the count. So Everett thought they had a 1-0 lead. Instead, they got a runner at third with 2 outs. Hit off the third baseman's glove. That's going to score the run. She'll reach on the error. So Longmore will score. Skane is at first with 2 outs. For Kaylee Rossi, the catcher, who got a base hit her first time up. So off the third baseman's glove, the error allows the run to score. In for a strike. The catcher, Rossi, is the cleanup hitter for Everett. Just a little bit high for a ball. They dropped the ball at second base. Martinez with a little flip to Johansson for the third out, they thought. But she dropped it. So back-to-back errors. Gets the run across and puts runners at first and second with 2 outs. Ashley Seward, the right fielder. In for a strike. Pop to the shortstop. So it looked like English was saved by the interference call. But then they made 2 errors. Now they throw Seward out for the third out, but the damage is done. Everett gets on the board. They get the first run. They do it with 1 base hit. 2 big errors in the inning. So now English will have to play catch-up as they trail by a run into the bottom of the third. And it'll be 8-9-1 for the Lady Bulldogs. Alicia Sierra, Malini Shock, and then back to the top of the order, Kate Johansson. So the second error didn't hurt. They got the third out. But the first error hurt. It brought the run in again. It looked like they were going to be saved with that interference call. For the second out, the runner put back at third base. And then off the glove of the third baseman, the run scores. And it's 1-0 Everett as we move into the bottom half of the third inning. Again, it's a comfortable day. There's a breeze blowing that you have to wear maybe a jacket or a sweatshirt, but you don't have to gear up like we've been geared up early in the season when it was like ice cold. Again, English trying to crawl back a little closer to 500. They're 4-7. Everett looking for their 13th win of the season. They're going to go 13-1. So Alyssa Sierra, she's teaching for Ariana LeBoy, the pitcher. In for a strike. So Skane on the mound for Everett has a run to work with now. She's got the lead as she starts her third inning of work. Waved at that pitch. That was almost by her. That was almost in the catcher's glove. Chased that pitch. It was way up and away. 6 strikeouts for Kane, 4 in a row. She struck out the side. She got 2 in the first, 3 in the second. She leads off with a strikeout in the third. Molini socked the hitter. Takes the pitch low for a ball. Missing inside for a ball. 2-0 to the Lady Bulldog right fielder. Hit foul out of play. It's a long run for one of the English players to go chase that foul ball. Swing and a miss. Skane gets ahead of Sock. 1-2. Get out in front a little too far. Hit it well, but pulled it foul past third base. Foul tip held onto by the catcher for strike 3. Five in a row strikeouts. Kate Johansson was called on strikes, leading off the first inning. Little off-speed pitch. She almost swung at that. She just hung up as the ball went high. Perfect changeup by Skane. Low for a ball. I'm looking at the shortstop, Masucci, for Everett. She doesn't have anything, no head covering. Her hair is hanging halfway down to her waist, and it's blowing all over the place with the breeze. She's got very long hair, and she doesn't wear a hat. She doesn't tie it down. High for a ball. And that's ball 4. So it ends the streak of 5 in a row, retired all 5 strikeouts. First walk given up by either pitcher. And it brings up Liana Pinero, who's got the only hit at this point for England. She just hit a little love tap down the third base line and beat it for a base hit. And she was the one thrown out trying to steal second base. High for a ball. Eight outs, 7 of them have been strikeouts. The other out was the hitter up at bat, got a base hit and was thrown out trying to steal second base. Swing and a miss. Up and away for a ball. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1-0 Everett here in the bottom of the third. Pop foul out of play. She did this her first at bat. She was behind in the count. She fouled off about 5 or 6 pitches before she got the little slap, little touch down the third base line for a base hit. Hits it into left field for a base hit. She goes the other way. She's got her second hit. So after 2 quick strikeouts, Ingles got a walk and a hit. And a bring up Gracie Malloy, who was a strikeout victim. Hit foul off the backstop. Low for a ball. Waves at that high pitch. Hit foul out of play. Count stays 1-2. That hits her. Ingles puts the tying run at third with 2 outs there with the bases loaded. For Jari Perez, the third baseman. She hit the ball back to the pitcher, looked like an easy out. Skane bobbled it, hurried to throw through it over the first baseman's head. She reached on the error. Hit foul off the backstop. So it started off innocently enough. Back-to-back strikeouts, giving her 5 strikeouts in a row. And she walked Johansson to extend the inning, gave up the hit, and then hit Malloy to load the bases. Tying run at third, go-ahead run at second. Pitch a little bit high, but they like that high pitch. She got a piece fouled to the backstop. 1 swing of the bat by Perez to get English back in the game. 1 strike by Skane to get out of it. Hit right back to the mound. This time Skane catches it. So English threatens. They leave the bases loaded. We've completed 3 in this Greater Boston League battle. 1-0 Everett over English. 6, 7, and 8 for Everett as we start the 4th inning. Gianna Masucci, I just got through talking about her hairdo. She leads off. She hit a shot to left field. And Brelick once he did a nice job getting a jump and picked it for the out. So she hit it as good as you can hit it and wound up 0. That's what you do. You get a good pitch, hit it as high as you can, and hope you get lucky. She did 2 of the 3. Once he took what could be a base hit or extra bases away. High for a ball. Knocked down by the third baseman, can't make the play. Masucci will reach on the error. Off the third baseman's glove. By the time she got it, Masucci was easily at first base. Alexa Ugo popped to the shortstop for 1 trip. So Everett has the leadoff hitter on for the first time against LeBoy. In for a strike. Ugo is the third baseman for the Crimson Tide. Popped up. Right fielder overran it. They tagged the runner out at second base. Uga's going to get a base hit. Masucci went to second. She stepped off the bag and got tagged by Johansson. So English gets a break there. Right fielder just came running in and just overran the ball. Didn't come close to making the play. Brianna Mason, the first baseman, hits it foul and out of play the other way. Again, she does everything lefty, hit and throw. She bounced to the first baseman her 1 trip. Long run, it's a fair ball. I was waiting to see if it was fair or foul. Well, a long way from the foul line. Once he had a long run for a left-handed hitter. Mason goes the other way and dumps it inside the left field line. So that play at second is huge right now. Instead of the bases loaded, nobody out, it's first and second with 1 out. For Arabella, Kivit Kusick. She gets the bunt down. LeBoy throws it away out in the outfield. 2 runs are going to score. LeBoy did a great job getting to the ball and then just threw it away. So both runners score. Kivit Kusick winds up at third base. Emma Longmore, who had the only run in the game up to this point, is the hitter. She has struck out, singled, and scored twice. She scored once, and they brought her back to third base on an interference call. And then she scored again on an English error. So the error cost English a run in the third, and now errors cost them here dearly. The error started the inning, a base hit, and then a base hit, but they got a break when the runner overran second base and got tagged out. But then A nice play. LeBoy got to the ball very quickly, turned, and just threw the ball away. High for a ball. So English being very gracious host here. Hit foul to the backstop. Hit foul again. High for the ball. Goes to the backstop. The runner doesn't go. Swing and a miss for strike three. That's a big out. Third strikeout for LeBoy. Amelia Babcock grounded a shot and then was involved in a court case that lasted quite a while. She bunted. Initially, I thought the umpire said out. Then they called her safe. It was a base hit for the bunt and an RBI. Then they had a long conversation, the plate umpire and the base umpire, and they finally called her out for interference. And I couldn't understand the interference call because the catcher came out, made a great play, threw the ball to first. It didn't interfere with the throw. She ran down the line. The throw was complete from the catcher to the first baseman, but they called her out. Hit over the right fielder's head. Big 2-out hit. And it's going to be a triple. And the throw gets away again. The run's going to score. So she gets a triple and an RBI. It's a 4-run inning for Everett with 3 base hits, and one of those base hits was an out at second base, overrunning the bag. Line shot into left field down in the corner. Second extra base hit in the inning. She's got her second hit. And the wheels come off the wagon here for English in this 4th inning. Hit foul past first base. Haley Rossi, the catcher, is singles and reached on an error. Up and away for a ball. Rossi is the 8th hitter in the inning. Three big errors in the inning have hurt the Bulldogs after they got a break with the hitter overrunning second base and being tagged out. Hit to third and they throw it away. The runner's going to score. A 5-run inning for Everett. So things are going well for the Bulldogs, trailing 1-0. All of a sudden, Everett sent 9 hitters to the plate. Ashley Seaward is the 9th hitter. She's popped a shot and grounded to third. Hit in the air. Over the left fielder's head. She overran it. Seaward gets a double. It should have been an out. The ball was never touched. That's a tough double for LeBoy to give up. That's an easy out. The play wasn't made. Gianna Masucci led off this inning, reaching on the error. She hit a shot to left field. Guanci made a nice play on catching. She reached on the error in this inning, and then when Uga followed with a base hit to right field, Masucci got called out because he stepped off the bag at second and got tagged out. Pop foul out of play. Strike 3 call. Good pitch. So they send 10 to the plate. LeBoy gets 2 strikeouts in the inning. Four errors in the inning cost them dearly. Everett has a 6-run inning. They did get 4 hits. One of them was out at second base. And Everett has broken up this 1-0 game. It's now 7-0 Everett. Angela Martinez, Briella Guanci, Ariana Reynoso, 5, 6, and 7 for English as we start the bottom of the 4th. We're halfway through the game now. LeBoy was having a good outing, giving up only 3 base hits, and 2 of those came after 2 outs in the first inning. And all of a sudden, 4 errors, 4 hits. Everett put 6 on the board. Angelo Martinez was a strikeout victim. Rossi is retired 9 outs. 7 of them strikeouts. And she caught a line drive back to the mound, so she's been involved in 8 of the outs. The other one was the throw out at second on an attempted steal. Martinez was called out on strikes her first at bat. Waves at that pitch for strike 1. So Skane had that minuscule 1 run to work with. Now she's got 7. Down and in for a ball. Hit foul. Count goes 1 and 2. That one bounces in. Strike 3. The beat goes on for Skane. 8 strikeouts. Peleg once, he struck out swinging. In first strike. Skane struck out 2 in the first, struck out the side in the second, struck out 2 in the third. Slap to second base. Almost threw it away. First baseman Mason had to go up in the air to get Longmore's throw. That's the first out that's a batted ball. Just a little slap to second base. Nice play by the third baseman, Uga. But also got a good bunt down. Uga got to it quickly. Made the good strong throw to the first baseman, Mason. Skane has her first 1-2-3 inning. A quick bottom of the 4th. We finished 4 in this Greater Boston League battle. 7-0 Everett over English. Alex Uga has popped a shot, singled, and scored. Hers was the single to right field that was a base hit, and when the runner ahead of her, reaching on an error, got to second base, they overstepped the second base bag and got tagged out. Otherwise, it would have been a worse inning for English. Everett sent 10 to the plate in the 4th inning. Hit off the pitcher's glove. Staying with it. Nice job by the second baseman, Martinez. LeBoy got a piece of that. That's a play that goes 1 to 4 to 3 if you keep the score at home. LeBoy got the glove up. Just got a touch. And good hustle by the second baseman, Martinez, going over to the bag, getting it. Good strong throw to Malloy. They get the first out. Brianna Mason bounced the first, singled, and scored. Swing and a miss. And she hit her on the foot. So both pitchers have hit a batter. Arabella Kusick called on strikes, reached on an error, and that was huge. Extended the inning. Hit foul. And she wound up scoring a run, reaching on the error. She went all the way to third when the ball out in front of the plate. The boy got to it very quickly and threw the ball in the dirt and went by everybody down the right field line. 2 runs scored on the play. And then she scored on a big triple by Babcock. They throw the ball down, it got away, and now the runner's going to move to second base. So another error for English. They try to pick her off. Threw it wide, it went out into right field. So Mason is at second base with 1 out. Swing and a miss. The boy was breezing through the first 3. Shut down. She did give up a run. It was unearned. An error. High and tight. Strike 3 called. Good pitch. Her 5th strikeout. English made 2 errors in the third. It cost them a run. 4 errors in the 4th inning. Helped extend that inning, and Everett got a couple of big hits, but hits came after errors. Would have been out of the inning. Everett got 6 in the inning. They did get 4 hits, but English made 4 errors. Now they make another error here. They've got 7 and 5. LeBoy deserves a better fate. Longmore, the second baseman, struck out swinging, singled, and eventually scored on that little back and forth play in the 3rd inning, give them a 1-0 lead. Last time up, she struck out swinging. Line right to the shortstop. Johansson makes the play. So they get the hit batsman, and the error puts the runner at second base. But they come up empty. Long will hit it right on the nose and hit it right to the shortstop. For English, it'll be 8-9-1, starting the bottom of the 5th inning. This game will start her fifth inning of work. Two hits, a walk, an error, and a hit batsman are the only base runners for the Lady Bulldogs. And one of the base hits was thrown out trying to steal second base. Alyssa Sierra hitting for the pitcher, LeBoy. Struck out swinging her one trip. Missing inside for a ball. In for a strike. On the inside corner for another strike. Low for a ball. Kane has struck out at least two in every inning. She got the side in the second. She got two in the first, the third, and the fourth. And she starts this inning with a strikeout. Excuse me, she got one in the fourth. He was fine. Had a couple of outs that put two on. Sock will get an easy drop down to first base, getting hit. Second hit batsman. Kate Johansson, the shortstop. Called on a strike, so drew the only walk by either pitcher in the game. Hit foul. Right to the third base bag. Hit in the center field for a base hit. Out at third. You have to question that. Sock got to second base. She stayed at second base when the ball was in the outfield. And then all of a sudden she said, I think I'll try to go to third. Strong throw by the center fielder. Babcock made a great throw. So Johansson gets a base hit. Once you hesitate, you stay. She was at the second base bag and she was at a full stop. And then looked and said, maybe I can make third. And Babcock made a great throw. And Uga made the tag. So there's two outs. Johansson scooted down to second on the throw to third. Now she gets to third on the pitch away from the catcher, Rossi. Hit foul off the backstop. Hit back to the mound. Skane will make the play. So you get a hit batsman and a hit in the inning. They get Pinero for the first time. English comes up empty again. Through 5. Skane shutting out English. Everett 7, English nothing. 2, 3, and 4 for the Crimson Tide as we start the 6th inning. Amelia Babcock grounded to short. Looked like she had a base hit and an RBI, but they called her out for interference her second time. Last time up, she tripled in a run and scored. So she's 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. In for a strike. High and tight for a ball. High and tight again, 2-1. That one bounces the home plate. That's ball 4. First walk given up by LeBoy. Starts the 6th inning. Only the 2nd inning that Everett's got the leadoff hitter on. Christy Skane, the pitcher. She's pitching a shutout. She's been on base 3 times. Singled, reached on an error. Doubled and scored a run. Hits a shot to center field over the center fielder's head. They hold the runner at third. Third extra base hit for Everett. Skane's on for the 4th time. Haley Rossi, the catcher, has been on 3 times. Singled, reached on an error, and scored. Down and away for a ball. Goes to the backstop. The runners won't go. The runner, they throw the ball to second base. They throw it away. The run's going to score. Skane, the pitcher, thought the runner at third was going home. She was a step away from third base. And when he tried to pick her off at second base, they threw the ball into center field. Error number 8 for English. Hit on the ground to short. Thrown away at first base. The run will score. Rossi's on for the 4th time, her 3rd time she's reaching on an error. It's an error, but she gets an RBI anyway because the run would have scored. If they threw her out, the run still would have scored. Everett has tacked on 2 more. And they have a base runner at first. Hit the third base, can't make the play. It'll be an infield hit and an error. They move up when the ball gets thrown away. Second and third. Jana Masucci lined out, reached on an error. Pop foul over the English dugout. So again, English being very gracious hosts. Popped up. Johansson will make another play. She's made a few. 1 away in the 6th. Alex Hugo popped up, singled and scored. And it went off the pitcher's glove, and the second baseman, Martinez, made a nice play and threw her out. So the play went 1-4-3 her last time up. In for a strike. The boy was starting, and she held up because the wind blew, and you could see, might be able to see on your screen, the dust blowing across from first to third. The wind has really picked up. Lined into center field for a base hit. They hold the runner at third. So the first 3 hitters have scored in this inning, and they have runners at first and third with 1 out. Animation, the first baseman bounced to first, singled. The runner is out automatically. Nobody moves. They'll go back. The runner will go back to third. Uga got hit, a line shot by Mason off the leg. So it's still first and third now with 2 outs. That was a shot and a half going into right field. That probably would have scored a couple. And it hit Uga on the foot or the leg. She's automatically out. Hit foul out of play. I know the mercy rule in baseball is 10. I don't know if it's 10 or 12 in softball. Everett has got 10 here in the 6th inning. Up and away for a ball. Way up and in. Cusick, the left fielder, struck out. Reese scored, struck out. She's the 8th hitter in the inning. Down the way for a ball. She tried to hold up. The umpire said she didn't. She swung. It was high. She tried to hold up on a pitch that was high, but she committed and swung through. Hit foul out of play. Swing and a miss. The boy gets another strikeout. But a couple of errors in the inning. Did English in again. Everett puts 3 on the board. "10-0 Everett as we start the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be the middle of the order for English, 3, 4, and 5. So Everett well on their way to 13-1. English going to drop to 4-8. And it was a pitcher's battle through 3 innings, 1-0. Everett on an unearned run. LeBoy was cruising along, doing very well. And in the 4th inning, she did give up 4 hits in the 4th inning, but a couple of those hits shouldn't even been at bat because they made 4 errors in the inning, English. Everett put up 6 in the inning, and that kind of put the game out of reach. They made 3 more errors in the 6th inning. Gave up 2 unearned runs. So it's 10-0, but Malloy hasn't given up close to 10 earned runs. Gracie Malloy, the first baseman, struck out and got hit by a pitch. Hit to second base. Almost threw it away. Alexandra Foster, the new second baseman, made the play on Malloy. One of the few times the held has not been a strikeout. Can anybody catch the ball? Can anybody catch the ball?
He's got fight action. What are we doing?
The Malden, I guess it's the JV Malden baseball team, has chosen to warm up right behind me, and they've almost hit me a couple of times. That's why I asked if anybody could catch the ball over there. Perez draws a walk. She's on it for the second time. She reached on an error. In for a strike. Down and in for a ball. Angel Martinez has struck out twice. Once called, once swinging. Low for a ball. Swing and a miss. Hit foul off the backstop. A throw to second, 2 ground balls to second, and a ground ball to third have been the only outs other than strikeouts. High and tight for a ball. Back-to-back walks. Have put 2 on with 1 out. Preligowanski, the left fielder, struck out, bounced to second. In for a strike. Two quick strikes. Missing low for a ball.
Oh shit, the man race. Thank you.
First baseman Mason goes to her right, feels it, makes the play herself for the out. The runners will move up to second and third. Only the second base runner to reach third base for English. Ariana Reynoso, the center fielder, chased that high pitch. She struck out and grounded to third. Bounces it foul, 2 quick strikes. Soft pop to the second baseman. That'll finish off the 6th inning. English again leaves a runner at third. Actually left 2 on second and third. With the back-to-back walks, English is down to their last 3 outs. At the end of 6, it's 10-0 Everett over English. We'll start the 7th inning, top of the order. Emma Longmore is back in the game. Alessandra Foster went in to play second base, but Longmore's going to come up to hit. She has struck out twice, lined to the shortstop. She did get a base hit and scored a run. She scored the first run of the game, which right now is the difference in the game. So 1-2-3 for Everett as we start the 7th inning. So obviously the mercy rule is not 10 in softball. Chased that high pitch, swung right through it. Way high for a ball. Swing and a miss. And she does it again. Seven strikeouts for LeBoy. Rear back caught, grounded a short, called out for interference, tripled in a run and scored a run, walked and scored. So she 1 for 3 with an RBI and 2 runs scored. And she made a very nice throw to third base to cut her run down. High and tight for a ball. LeBoy struck out 7, walked only 1, hit a batter. Deserves a better fate. It's 10-0 Everett, but most of the runs have been unearned. English helping Everett out with 9 errors. In for a strike. Hit foul off the backstop. Hit the second. Nice job by Martinez again. Going way to her right. Over to Malloy. She's played well at second base. Chrissy Skane. Been up 4 times and been on base 4 times. Singled, reached on error, doubled and scored, doubled and scored. So she's 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored, and she's pitching a shutout. A 3-hitter. For ball 2. Down and in for a ball. Good pitch on the corner, first strike. Hit in the air to center field. Coming in is Ario Reynoso making the play. Another 1-2-3 inning. A very quick 1-2-3 inning for LeBoy. So she goes 7. She gave up 10, most of them unearned. 10 hits, and a lot of those came in innings where she should have been out of the inning before they got those hits. She struck out 7, walked a batter, hit a batter. She did a very good job, but the defense let her down. And now I'm kind of confused because Alessandra Foster is going to go back in and play second base. I know Longmore can re-enter. I didn't know that Foster could re-enter. She played second. She was due to be up. Longmore hit, and now Foster is back at second base. I don't know how they can do that. They've changed the rules over the years. I don't know if it's like they might just as well have free substitution the way they do things. But the starter can leave and come back. The sub can't. Eight, 9, and 1 for English. Rosa Sierra has struck out swinging twice. She's the extra hitter hitting for the pitcher, LeBoy. And I apologize, this could be a pinch hitter, but we're 8 miles away from home plate, and I have no shot at picking up the number of the hitter. This is probably a pinch hitter. High for a ball. Waved at that pitch. Down and in for a ball. Slaps it fouled on the first baseline. Just a late swing. In for strike 3. She looked at that pitch. 10th strikeout for Skane. Bellini shocked the right fielder and struck out, got hit by a pitch. Down and in for a ball. Swing and a miss. almost like a half swing, half bunt, just stuck the bat out and fouled it away. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. The only inning she didn't get a strikeout was the 6th inning. Kate Johansson struck out, walked, and singled. She's been on base twice. She was one of two to reach third base. The other one was Jari Perez. Hit back to the pitcher. Skane makes the play. A 1-2-3 inning. She finishes up strong. That's her second 1-2-3 inning. And Everett will pick up their 13th win. English will drop to 4-8. Everett will go to 13-1. And they keep breezing along. It was close. An unearned run. An error in the third inning allowed Everett to score to make it 1-0. LeBoy was shutting him down. And then English made 4 errors in the fourth inning. Everett got a couple of extra base hits, a couple of doubles and a triple. They scored 6 in the inning to break it open. They got 3 more in the 6th with a walk and 3 more errors. And that made it 10-0. English got, Johansson got a base hit, went to second base when the runner tried to go to third on a base hit. Johansson went to third on a wild pitch. Jari Perez walked, a walk followed, a ground ball out at first base, moved Perez to third, and those are the only 2 runners to get as far as third base. English only had 3 base hits. Johansson had 1 of them. Leona Pinero had 2 hits, and of the 3 hits, 1 was thrown out trying to steal second base. So 11 strikeouts for Skane. She walked 3, hit 2, but English just couldn't get anything going, and they were very gracious host with a bunch of errors in 2 big innings where Everett scored 6 and 3. 9 of their 10 runs scored in innings where English made 4 errors and 3 errors. They wound up making 9 for the game, and they helped Everett out. English saw Everett get a couple of big extra base hits, a triple by Babcock, a couple of doubles by Skane. She pitched the shutout, got 3 base hits, and scored 2 runs besides. So she did it all for Everett, as Everett picks up their 13th win to go 13-1. English drops to 4-8, and they'll have to wait till the next one to pick up, try to get back in the swing of things and try to get back to earn their way maybe to a state tournament berth, but it'll be a grind as they're 4-8, and they wind up with only 3 base hits. So errors the story for English, along with not many hits and not a lot of base runners, and Everett wins it by a score of 10-0 over the Lady Bulldogs. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.